Okay, folks. So round three, I might be calling this something wrong, but I'm going to call it a cluster stitch for the next set of petals. So get your next color for the flower, whatever color you picked, or it's the lighter color. If you picked some other color like purple or pink and doing I call this a dahlia if I do it in another color besides yellow, besides the sunflower. So here this is the butter color for this specific yarn if you chose to do it exactly the same way that I'm doing it. So get that slipped on your hook. Find the space. So we're going to crochet not into the top of I guess it is like a slip stitch. When we ended each puff stitch here, you're going to join it in between the petals, the space between. So insert your hook there, grab that working yarn, wrap it around your hook like a yarn over, and you're going to pull it through and then through that loop on your hook. Ta-da! It might be twisted, so I kind of just twist it back, the stitch. So we joined it there. And then this is going to be 4 half double crochets, half of a half double crochet. So it's going to be hard for me to explain that in other words, but I just have to show you. So here we're going to do chain 2, because we'll do the third chain when we finish this all in a row. So what I mean by that, yarn over, go into that gap underneath where we joined, bring that working yarn up, yarn over, pull to the first 2. So now I have 1, 2 on the hook. Also 1, 2 like below, and then 2 loops on your hook. So yarn over, go into that space, bring that working yarn up. Oops, be careful not to bring your tail up with it. Pull it to the first 2. There we go. We're going to keep going. Yarn over, go underneath again, pull that working yarn up, yarn over, pull to the first 2. So there's our cluster. So that's 4, including the starting chain there. Yarn over, pull it through all the loops on your hook. And then we are going to grab that working yarn, pull it through to close it. Close that cluster. So that's the next petal, the outer petal. So yarn over, and then we're going to go into the next gap. There we're making sure it's all parted. So we're going to go into the next gap here between those petals, go through there, grab that working yarn, bring it up, yarn over, bring it to the first 2, yarn over, go down, grab that working yarn, pull it up, yarn over, bring it to the first 2. So I have 1, 2 there. Yarn over, go into that gap, bring it up, yarn over, bring it to the first 2. So 1, 2, 3. Technically, you have 4 loops on your hook after you've done the first one. So yarn over, go in there again, grab that working yarn, bring it up, pull it to the first 2. Now we have the 4 down here, which means we have 5 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull it through all the loops on the hook, and then yarn over, pull to the first loop. And that kind of closes that one off. So that's the second petal. We're going to keep doing this. It should match the 16 as well. Yarn over, go into that space between the stitches, bring it up, yarn over, first 2, yarn over, go in, bring that up, yarn over, first 2, first 2, yarn over, go in. Yeah, and I'm getting bored hearing myself, so I'll just shut up. I think you all that have done crochet have got this now. And like I said, you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 of the half double crochets, half double crochets, so which is like single crochet basically. And then you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull it through all 5. Yarn over, pull through the first one there, and close it there. And then you'll start to have these little lovely gaps form, but don't worry about it too much. Still looks puffy. Yarn over. I think we're good there, actually. Oops. Okay. Ta-da. Oh, where's my sample? I guess I don't have it handy. Okay, so just keep repeating. So yarn over. Go between the bottom row, second row, in between those 2 petals. Insert your hook, grab the working yarn, bring it up. Yarn over, bring it to the first 2. Yarn over. Go back into the bottom there. Grab that working yarn, bring it up. Yarn over, pull the first 2. Yarn over. Repeat this again. So we have 4. Ta-da! 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 loops on the throat of the crochet hook there. So yarn over, pull it through all, and then close that petal. Oh, I finished it. Not to finish it. Okay. Depending on your gauge. So my gauge is allowing me to do this step here. If you're having, this is kind of a tip, I guess you can call it. If you're having this like curve up and it's not lying flat, depending on your gauge, just because I've done dozens and dozens of these, I've probably done maybe 100 of these so far. You can also chain 1 between each petal. It can help keep it flat if you're having curling edges. So see here, I've finished the petal and I closed it. You can also do a chain 1 and then double doing the next in the next space here, like so. If you feel like it's tightening up on you, if you crochet tightly, this is one of those squares that I do that I don't have that problem typically. But if you crochet tightly, you might develop a problem where that happens. And what happens when you do it, the chain 1 between each one, you get more of a little gap because you'll be working in these gaps the next round. But it also kind of helps relax all of these pieces of the petals that can stretch out a bit. If you need to do that, it's happening, you can do that as well. I'm not going to do that, but I know that'll help for some people. And then I think I found my sample. There it is. So when we work on the other, the full square here, you're going to be working in those gaps. And when I work in here with like granny squares, which is always kind of 3 stitches in the space, no matter what kind of stitch it is, we do 3. The corners will be 6, obviously. For turning, I can get these squeezed in there, and it kind of straightens them all out, and it keeps the piece flat without me having to do that, just because I know my gauge how I'm making these kind of super puffy. To get that out of there. But if you're finding you're crocheting tightly and it's just not, your work's curling up on you, go ahead and chain 1 between each petal. That'll help kind of relax it down for those that crochet tightly. So I think I'll go and conclude the video for this 3rd round here, versus just sitting there watching me. I'm trying to finish this round, which does take some time, takes a little bit longer. And then you'll see it complete on the next video when we use the sage stitches around to square it off. So we'll see everything shortly.